What you doing, Jacob?
Oh, I'm just benchmarking, Nigel. Hello and welcome to Project Reboot.
Wait for me. Wait for me, cheeky lad. Right. Hello and welcome to Project Reboot at the Scrap Store in Swindon. This is part 2 of the Viglen Liberation, Rise of the Gamer. So, what we're going to be talking about today is quite a few things. We had this case come in about a couple of days ago. Quite an old case, but Jacob hasn't seen this yet. It's actually got a graphics card in there. Ooh, we'll do a zoom in on that one. So Jacob can take that out and have a look at it and see if it kind of matches what we're trying to do here at the same sort of age and spec and what we think it would do. So that's one thing we'll be talking about today. We'll also be doing a BIOS update on our Viglen motherboard to get rid of the Viglen splash screen, because it won't be Viglen anymore. What are we going to do then, Jacob?
What we're going to do is we're going to take the fan shroud and heatsink off and give it a clean up.
Right, get busy. What are you doing, Jacob?
I'm now going to explain the difference between Intel chips and AMD chips.
Right. Okay, Jacob, what are we looking at here then?
So this board, where the graphics card came from, is an AMD board, which means the chip is of PGA, which means pin grid array. Now this chip is an AMD Athlon 64 dual core from 2005. Now compared to Intel, what they use nowadays, the pins are on the bottom of the chip, and so the connectors are on the board. So the chip slots into the board like so, and then this retention arm locks the chip in place so you can't take it out.
Right, what are we looking at, Jacob?
Now this one is from the Viglen PC and this is Intel. Now this is slightly newer, but it's running off the same concept of LGA. So the pins here are on the board, and the chip has the connectors.
Alright, Jacob, can you explain the orientation of how the CPU fits in the socket?
Now, there's a notch in the bottom corner of this, so you see an extra circle here to indicate that the chip goes in this certain way. On the chip, there is a golden triangle, Intel and AMD. There's a golden triangle down there. So that golden triangle corresponds to the notch on the board.
Here and here. We look at the chip.
Yep. So these hold the chip in place when this locking cage comes down.
Yeah.
So the chip doesn't slide and scratch on the pins or bend the pins.
Great.
You slot the chip in, but instead of a single locking arm, for LGA you have a cage that goes around the processor, and then this arm pushes down on the processor so the processor contacts the pins to make sure there's a good connection on the board.
Nice one. Well done. What are we doing, Jacob?
we're going to boot from this BIOS boot stick to update the BIOS on this motherboard.
Right, fire it up then, Jacob. Now, see the Viglen screen, that's what we want to get rid of, and we're hoping that the BIOS update, so the current BIOS is is 2.4, and I think we're going to 2.7 or something like that. That's what's on the stick, hopefully. Right, Jacob's hitting the F12 key, so we can get onto the BIOS, onto the boot screen here. So this is the running from the stick now. This is DOS. It's going to a DOS session basically.
Which one, Nige?
Top one. Right. So we're going to do a bit of DOS here. So CD /. No, let's do a dir. See what we've got. dir. Yeah. All right. So I've created a folder on there called MSI. So you need to do CD space MSI. Alright, dir. See what's in there. Okay, so we want to type. Okay, so we're typing AFUD 238S space E7788 IMS dot 270. Enter. Oh, here we go. Don't panic. Right, I think we might have a result. So do a restart then, Jacob. Hey, here we go, BIOS version 2.7, and you'd notice that it now says MSI and we've lost the Viglen on the startup. So I reckon, Jacob, we've done a good BIOS update there. Excellent, we're moving forward. What are we doing, Jacob?
We are putting the graphics card on the motherboard now. Okay,
so here is our graphics card. It's a dual slot graphics card. It takes up 2 slots.
Now we're going to fire up the machine with the graphics card.
Let it rip.
Ignition. Thinking about something. MSI. And booting into Windows.
Hey. Okay, so we're going to do some benchmarks now. So the first thing, Jacob, if you can click on the Open Hardware monitor, this will allow us to see the CPU and graphics card fan speeds and temperatures, and it plots a graph. So that is good. We'll come on to the detail of that. So now we're going to run a benchmark called Heaven. Okay, Jacob. And we're running it at system resolution, and this is running at 1920 by 1080. That's full HD resolution, and it's running medium settings because I think this card, being an older generation card, will struggle a bit on high settings. Okay, so now we're running Unigen Valley to get some benchmarks, and we'll compare those later on. Okay, so we're running Cinebench. This will test CPU performance. And our final test is to re-render Viglen Liberation Part 1 to test to see how fast the CPUs can render video. Hey Jacob.
Hi Nige.
What you playing?
What are the warships?